Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Infinity on the Sacred Spiral Network. I'm Jennifer Rose, and thank you for joining me. I hope you are all doing well this beautiful Friday. We've just made it through a couple of fun holidays, so happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and happy New Year in just a few days. So we are looking forward to having a really fun time with all of you here today. With my special guest, Fran Pearce and Shannon Ratay back with me again. As you know, the three of us have a lot of fun together always. And so we thought a perfect ending to a beautiful year on the Sacred Spiral Network. And I want to give a shout out to our producer, Kelly Brickle, who's been taking care of all of us all of this time since she started the network too. And she will be announcing a new show at 4:30 p.m. Today, Pacific time, which is 12:30 p.m. in the UK. So please hop on in a few hours for that. It's really exciting. So she'll be going live. And so we're so looking forward and exciting for the new growth on the Sacred Spiral Network. Sorry about that. So I hope you are all doing well today and have had a nice holiday. I'm imagining you're resting up and staying cozy in front of fireplaces and under warm blankets, and just enjoying the reminiscing of the last few days as well. And we're going to have a lot of fun today as I bring my beautiful friends on. But I just wanted to take a moment and invite us all to just reflect on this past year with open heart and think about all of the changes, all of the growth. There's been joy, there's been laughter, probably some tears too, probably some struggle. And all together, it's a beautiful tapestry of the story of your life. And the stories of each of our lives are magically and miraculously connected and interwoven together in the great story of the all of creation and the universe. And when we stop and think about it, we get our scope really big and really broad and get back into the wonder, get back into the magic, get back into the, oh my goodness, wow. Like, it's so big. We're part of something so big. And everything that we have experienced up until this moment, every emotion, everything we've gone through, every connection, every thought has gotten us to where we are here today, right now, all together in this beautiful energy, in this beautiful space, in this sacred container where we've all been brought together and are being brought together in love and in creation. So today we're creating more love. And we're creating more harmony, and we're creating more joy, and we're creating more happiness, and we're creating more togetherness. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? And together, each and every one of us has a part in that. So we are so miraculously us as these beautiful singular beings. And at the same time, we're everything and everyone. And it all lives inside each of us. And Spirit is reminding us of this, getting us back into the wow, getting us back into that magic, into the, oh my goodness, wow. And I know that all of you have seen, sorry, I was just looking at my comments are having a trouble over here, but we'll get that. All of you have seen things you probably can't quite explain this year. Little bits of magic from spirit. Little, maybe big things that you can explain. The signs and synchronicities, the visitations from the spirit realm, from loved ones and angels and fairies and guides. Maybe there's been some really cool phenomena that has showed up for you too in your home. And spirit will always remind us that we are with them, that this is really one beautiful space being shared. It just feels separate. It feels very physical, but it's not so much. And so we get to live a life in the physical, in this 3D, in this beautiful world. And let us remind each other that we live in a beautiful world. The beauty far exceeds the destruction, and the destruction will always find its way back to beauty, to more beauty. And just as we transform, we become the gooey caterpillar becoming the butterfly once again, or we become the phoenix rising out of the ashes. There is beauty in the cocoon, in the chrysalis, and there is beauty in the ashes. They are the raw materials that are going to turn into something even bigger and grander. As I like to say, they're popping on my walls. As I like to say, when the tower falls, those big moments in life, you'll just build it back up and add more sparkle to it this time. Make it higher, make it bigger, and it may fall again, and you'll just build it right back up again. So this is a beautiful time to look back at your life with love, embracing it all, the good, the bad, the not so good, the not so easy, the really hard, and just take it all in with an open heart, embracing it all. That is why we are here. We are embracing the infinite oneness that we are all part of and made of and are. We have so much fun connecting, and I love connection, and I love connection with spirit, and I love connection with my fellow human beings here. And we need that. We need to be reminded that we are human and that we are meant to be in togetherness. That is how we are biologically designed. And togetherness is important. And I also know that everything that's outside of me also lives within me, as it does you. So I don't always need to look outside myself for an answer from a person or a helper. And sometimes I do. But I also know that it's all in me too. And so we can just travel back and forth in the beauty of that. Just travel back and forth, the in and the out, the expansion and the contraction. And it'll be one big, beautiful adventure, one big, beautiful, constant trip, a vacation that never ends as we dip our beingness into this reality. And then we come a little bit farther out, and then we dip it back in. And every little emotion you get immersed in, every story that's playing out in front of you or in your reality of your mind, it's all part of it all. It all matters. It's all beautiful. This is unconditional love, holding everything that you are and have seen and have been and have felt in its remarkable beauty. I'm now being reminded of, there's a movie by Will Smith, and it's called Collateral Beauty. I brought it up before in the past. And there is a couple that loses a young child to cancer. And the spirits of love and time and death visit both of them. And the mother gets a reminder before her child passes away to spirit. Don't forget to look for the collateral beauty, that in the difficult times, in the desperation, in the sadness, in the fear, in all of that, there is beauty. It's everywhere, and it's you. And I know you all feel it because I can feel you right now. I feel it. I feel what you're feeling because I'm with you. And so let's look forward to an amazing 2025, even better than 2024. And we can, yes, say goodbye to all of the hard stuff, but we can also embrace it and give it love and say, well, thank you for getting me to this point, because I have a strong feeling that y'all are realizing how strong you actually are, what you're made of, what you're built of, who you are, better than you did last January 1st. I have a strong feeling. And I know that is true for myself as well. Okay, there we go. I've got the comments all working again. We're better. We're better. So thank you for listening. I didn't even know all of that was going to come out, but it did. So here we are. I want to just stop and say thank you all for being here today too, and get a little caught up. I want to say hi to Tanita and to Miss Heidi. And we've also got Jennifer McCormick here. Hello, hello. And hello, Debbie and Jesse. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for Kelly for your helping me in the background with the comments. I really appreciate it too. We've got Betsy here as well. And Isabel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the love and all for all the hearts. Beautiful Jess is here too. And Bernadette. Yay, yay. Hello, Michael Zinn. And hello, Jennifer from GR. And hello, Jeffrey. Okay. Oh my gosh. So many beautiful friends are here. And thank you all for listening and holding space for myself and for each other. Hi, Ava. You're angel too. Hi, Amy. Hi, Leanne. I'm so happy you all are here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you do have synchronicities. I can feel it. I can feel it. Please, everybody, as we come in to welcome Shannon and Fran, if you wouldn't mind hearting our little post, give a girl a follow, subscribe to the Sacred Spiral Network, share, comment, heart. We really appreciate it because it helps us to keep growing and it helps us to reach more people. So thank you all for all of that. Hello, Angela, who's joined us, and Leanne and Vivian. Thank you all so much for being here. Hi, Nancy. Nancy's here too. She's part of Team Angel on For the Love of Spirit, as is Miss Fran. So without further ado, we're going to have a little fun chat and do some messages today for all of you. So we're very excited about that. We're bringing all the magic and the sparkle together for all of you so we can finish up the new year with lots of magic and lots of fun. And hello, Patrick, who's just joined us as well, and Elisa. Thank you, thank you. So let's welcome Miss Fran and Miss Shannon. Hello.
Hello, hello.
I've got mine
so
too.
excited. So excited to be here.
We've all got our hello. Well, thank you for being here, Shannon and Fran. How are you both doing today? Beautiful angels, souls.
Who knows? We were joking before we got jumped on about Fran's like, what's going on? And we were like, who knows? You know, we were an existential question, right? Why are we all here? Just here? What's going on? Who knows? But I have to say that I am absolutely delighted to see everyone in the comments, everyone who's here and saying hello. So just to acknowledge all the friendly names and faces that I'm seeing pop up. So thank you so much for having me. I'll speak for both of us for having us. This is always so much fun, Jennifer. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome, and thank you right back to you for sharing your time and space with us too. So I know we all have lives that we're doing, but this is so fun that we could get together and be part of like all of this beauty and magic and fun. So that's really exciting. So we are moving into a new year. 2025 is just around the corner. How are you feeling about surviving and thriving 2024? Each of you.
You are looking at 83 and a half years of collateral damage or collateral beauty. What was that? That's what.
You don't look a day over 25, Miss Fran Pearce.
If that's what 83 looks like, Fran, sign me up. Sign me up. You make it look graceful and gorgeous and delightful. So I'm on board.
Thank you.
That you do. And you were both so very loved. So I just want to remind you both of that, of how loved and appreciated that you all are. Look, and Spirit's making me rub my nose. So they're just wanting to confirm that about how loved you are. Vivian says collateral love. Aw. A lot of love. And Jeffrey's saying the eagles have gathered. Ooh, I love that. I love that. I love that. It reminds me a little of something I was reading from, oh gosh, who was it last night? I can't remember his name, but he's a popular person in spirituality that we quote a lot. Anyways, he was talking about freedom too. And are we willing to let go of parts of ourselves? About freedom. It was kind of connecting the two together too. And I thought that was interesting because I'm about kind of like embracing all of the parts ourselves too. Like, so it can be both ways. We can both let go and then we can embrace and hold on to. And it's a beautiful, magical dance that we do, isn't it? The balance of holding on and letting go as well. But I feel like nothing ever gets fully lost. But what does freedom mean for you two?
What does freedom mean?
Yeah, I know. It's in the collective. So
yeah, I will say as someone who is also a coach, right? Like my day job is a life coach, a career coach, working with people to find new jobs or to adjust their lives. I like to say that freedom is the sort of universal experience, right? Like it's the universal thing that we are all desiring, right? To me, it represents universal desire. But the working definition that I'm always working with my clients is the idea that freedom is the ability and the power to create our worlds. And so that so much of my work with my clients, and then of course the extension of this work is helping empower people, that help people to have that power, to that freedom to create their own worlds. So feeling that inner power and that inner resourcefulness. And it's funny that you should say that, because it's also an extension of what I was even thinking about going into the new year, that I'm not someone who actually, even being in the business of goals and intentions and that sort of thing, I don't necessarily set intentions for the upcoming year. I don't necessarily set goals for the new year. That it's more because I think I do that on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it's a minute-to-minute basis, right? Depending on where I'm going and what I'm up against, out there in traffic or, that sort of thing. So, that freedom to create my world, that ability to create my own world, that starts every single morning before I get out of bed, right? Like, what am I needing more of today? What am I wanting more of today? And then really working to call that in, or to feel those feelings or those feels before I even step out of bed, as that first step in creating my own world.
I love that, Shannon.
It is for you.
Yes. And I think we forget that the desire and the wanting that's creative energy. We need to have desire and wanting and wishing for creation to flow, because we're part of it too. And to be reminded that it's not bad to want something. You know, there is, we're always being, I think, tested a little bit sometimes as we go on this journey to, we read things and we try them on like like an outfit or a new shirt, and try it on and see how it works. But it seems like there is this notion that we should give up wanting things because that would create, suffering in us, or we should give up all of our attachments. But I really love being attached to my friends. You're my girls, you're my people. Like, that's a love, and it's also part of being human, right? And like, we should turn into these robots who never feel any pain on anything. Like, and I don't think that's really where we're supposed to go. I just think everything is just a vehicle that we try on to get us to a place where we're part of the dance, and we know we're part of the dance. I like to say we're kind of like these avatars, and what a beautiful thing. And to just be sort of one with the dance in itself, if that makes sense. Like one with the dance in itself as we travel in and out. And the more I know me is the more free that I feel. So the more self-reflection and self-knowledge and internal work I do as I bring in everything that I see and perceive and learn internally, that makes me feel more free, because I feel more whole over time. And then I feel like I really can create something. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Oh, so much sense. And I love what you said, especially because in the work that I've done through, in the coaching work that I do, I have seen over the years people create and manifest and pull off some crazy stuff, right? Like just some unbelievable, crazy stuff. And what I've noticed unites all of them, what unites the people who were able to pull off these amazing lives, right, is that they first gave themselves permission to dream, right? Like they gave themselves permission to want. They gave themselves that permission to desire. And they had fun with it. Like it wasn't this, oh my gosh, I don't have this thing that I really want, or it's bad to want. They had loosened up that power, and exactly what you were saying, recognized, because the way I like to think about it, at our core, we're all living miracles of creation, right? We all started off as two cells. We're all as creation, a miracle, an extension of spirit, right? Like started off as almost like nothing, and then look at us now. And so being able to, have respect for and work with that same creation energy, and beginning with our own desires. So I love what you said. Like in my mind, we're just all participating, interacting with that divine creation energy and miracles, and it's our own unique expression of it when we allow it to flow.
Yeah, beautifully said. And I know that we're all into like manifesting and law of attraction, but I found like law of attraction works a lot better the more you know yourself and the more you embrace all the parts of yourself. Otherwise, your unconscious parts are running the show. And those are the patterns, and why we're not seeing what we want, because we have to understand why the other parts of us want different things and be okay with it. And it seems like in that okayness, that's when it can shift. That's when we can shift the energy, when we're okay with the different things different parts of us want, like experiences. Because from a soul level, it doesn't judge anything as good or bad. It's like, this is all experience. How awesome to be human. And we're like,
Spot on. That's such an extension of like what we talk, like the shadow side, right? Like that embracing of the shadow side is not, is good or bad, but that continuum of the human experience and that gloriousness of being alive, even when it's not pleasant, because we're feeling some of those emotions that we don't necessarily want to be feeling day in and day out. But I've noticed within myself, and I don't know if this has happened for either of you or any of you listening, is that there's been times in my life when there's been anger or sadness or emotions that I don't want to feel. And then so I might push them aside or try not to feel them. But then I'll notice suddenly that I've also lost access to the emotions on the other end of the spectrum. Like I've lost access to my joy and my glee and my ecstasy. I'll be out in the world and just feel flat. And that's often that time that I'm recognizing, like, oh gosh, I'm not feeling the good emotions. I kind of just feel flat. There must be something I'm suppressing. And that's one of my telltale signs, right? That some of that shadow side, those emotions that go along with the shadow side, I've suppressed them or pushed them aside, but in the process, lost touch with the other end of the spectrum and those other emotions. And so sort of that moment of like, yep, time to be angry or time to be depressed or time to be whatever. And then sort of allow all of those emotions to flow again. Yeah.
As soon as we stop resisting them, the faster they're able to flow out of our system to move the energy and then allow the almost the appreciation. You know, Matt Kahn once said a long time ago, he says, what if Judgment Day was your feelings judging you for how you treated them? And it's just like, it's such a...
Oh.
And it's like, ooh. And it's like, you know, because we think I don't want to be, I can't be that. I'm not allowed to feel that. It's not spiritual. And it's like, of course it is, because we're spiritual beings. Of course it is, you know, and like, it's all okay. Ronnie's here for us. He says, I'm here, girls.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie. I knew he had something else to do. I also want to say hi to Jesse and Colin and Dana and Mandy Louise, who's joined us. Lynn Janot has joined us. Marie Amethyst Selenite. Oh, what a beautiful name. Look at that. Jessie Del Rey. Oh my gosh. Like, look at that. All right, Fran.
I would like, yes, may I, before I do that, may I interject? I just, when you said freedom, you brought up freedom. I would just like to tell you what came to my mind immediately was to be, you know, period, to be.
Yeah.
And with that came the thoughts of, remember, Viktor Frankl and Nelson Mandela. I think Viktor Frankl had been in concentration camps. He wrote a book, the title I can't remember right now, but I remember reading it at a time when I thought I could not keep going with life, and I was looking for answers. And you know, here's a man who gotten through concentration camps. Surely he had the answers. And Nelson Mandela, of course, he was in prison most of his life, I think. How the hell did he do that? And come out still with positivity. And I think they both just, it was just, they had the freedom of the moment. They had the freedom of how to take the moment, horrific as it was, but in their own minds, in their own spirit, how they were going to digest the moment. And, you know, that's freedom to me, that it's there. Even when we don't.
So well said, Fran.
Yeah.
I think it is.
So well said.
It reminds me of a quote I shared, and I don't think it was Viktor Frankl, but it was another gentleman. I think Viktor Frankl was Man's Search for Meaning, if I'm correct. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And there was another gentleman who had also survived the concentration camps too, I believe. And he was talking about finding the holy and the unholy, you know, like that's deep, right? And there was another gal I spoke of who had survived the genocide in Rwanda as well, you know, and they still come out with so much love and so much appreciation for life. Yeah. And it's like, if they can do it, surely we can too. You know, if they can do it, surely if they can still love and they can still get chills with that, see the beauty in the world that we live in. Surely we can too. Yeah. Freedom to be. I love that, Fran. Just to be. Yeah. Just to be beautiful, beautiful.
And a perfect message, I think, just even as we're in the holidays or coming through the holidays. And for some people, it isn't, right? Like it isn't an easy time, and it isn't a joyful time. And it isn't, the time that we're seeing on the commercials and hearing, you know, all around us. And so to acknowledge that, like, you're not doing it wrong, you know, that's the freedom to be with whatever's present, even if right now isn't the best or the greatest time.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And when we hold people, see the light in everybody. There is grace and there is holiness in each person, beyond the personality and the layers of judgment and the layers of protection. And it takes practice. Like I still practice it on a daily basis too. But the more we try to do that, I think the more freedom we will feel, day by day, step by step. And it's not easy, but because there are some, people in the world and history who've done horrifically horrible things. But if we're able to find the light in them too, I do believe we actually change the frequency of the whole planet, the whole universe itself, because we were seeing them through the eyes of a more divine place. That makes sense. That's not easy to do, but we can. We're capable of it. We all are. We have to be. So I'm on a roll. Now, Miss Fran has prepared a New Year's poem that we're so excited to hear. And yes, we're going to do messages. And yes, you can ask questions. I didn't know. I know someone was saying, can we ask a question? I didn't know if that was a spiritual question or a reading question, but yes, feel free. And we will be doing that shortly. Yeah, Marie, so you can ask questions. Yes. Regarding if we're doing messages, if it's for a reading, we do go to who we're drawn to, and then we go from there. So we will try our best love. Okay, Fran, would you please share with us your New Year's poem?
Yes, I will. New Year's 2025. Ring those bells, feel the vibes, hope, wisdom, love thrives. Dreams for peace, health, and wealth, all to manifest the instant the clock strikes 12. Overnight, a clean slate. Hustle, hurry, don't be late. There's a drumbeat throughout time, beating beyond defeat. 'Tis the heartbeat of ours in all universes, never ending, life upending. We feel the beat, breathe the rhythm, that gentle beating and energy flowing, impartial and ongoing, paying no mind to a new year on a planet floating by. That universal heartbeat breathes on as we finally realize it's us, only us, celebrating, dismissing the old, welcoming the new. Truly all is possible. So say we. The magic is, upon saying it, we have only to do it. Let there be abundance. Dip ourselves into idea centers, opening avenues for abundance to enter. Let there be health above all else. Learn to ever be aware of happiness, health. Dip into the open well of happy and its wealth. Let there be world peace. Let it be world peace. Dip into your heart. Be the peace. It begins with me and thee. Happy New Year.
Oh my goodness. Happy New Year. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. I got chills with that. And we passed 111 while you were reading that 111 Pacific time here. I looked up and they're like, oh, it's 111. I'm like, oh, it certainly is. Fran, I do believe you also had a little story to share with us, and then we'll get to our messages.
Okay. I have, I don't know how to introduce this, but it's just a wee story of a couple of things that happened in my life. And I decided to put it out here for all of us to decide, spirit or coinkadink. So here we go.
Ooh.
Unbeknownst to some of you, perhaps, I have going through a process that I don't understand at all, wherein I'm having trouble walking and I'm having to use a walker. And it's hard, for instance, to get in and out of cars, hard as hell to get in and out of cars. Most cars, some people have Jeeps, for instance, that are really, really hard and challenge. And my daughter, this was last week, my daughter picked me up in her Jeep and we were going to the harbor for lunch. What could be nicer, except for the fact that, I got in okay, and I got to the harbor okay because I was fresh. I had the energy to pull myself up. We have a little stool that I can stand on and pull myself up into the car. So cool. But then all of a sudden, upon leaving, my daughter realizes she forgot to bring the stool. People, I'm telling you, that's not okay. I've got to lift myself up onto this cheap seat. So, we tried and nothing was working. So then we decided that I would step aside and she would go in, because I said, we need someone to help us. So, she, maybe a man or something, so then she was going to go into the stores and see if someone volunteered to help, or she could find a stool. But so I'm walking, me and my walker are walking, and to step aside and get out of the way. And she was going to move the car and then do that. So then all of a sudden she's calling to me, Mom, come back. We have help. And I turn around. Oh my God. Here is this buffed man. He got shoulders to here, and he's got the t-shirt right down to the edge of the shoulders, just to point him out really, really big. And he happened to have been walking by. He lifted this heavy old broad up and into the car. Oh my God. I'm screaming, I can't, but I could because he could. And he did. And then he said, blessings, and he walked off. So that was that. And I said, I asked for help, and along came Popeye. So then the next day, or 2 days later, I think, we same daughter, same car, same stool, but they've come to pick me up to go meet family that was in from Texas at the harbor. And but the problem, and so we were in my driveway, and I'm waiting to get in the car. And the problem was, I was tired. It'd been a fun and happy week, so I was tired, and I was having trouble just getting myself up on the stool and into the car. All of a sudden, I hear this Aussie accent man from across the street saying, "Can I help?" And we turn around. Here comes this man who I've labeled Aussie guy. Aussie guy comes over. He says, I'm here. Let me help. Out of the blue, he just lifts me up in the car. So we're all set. All set. I'm happy. So here's the question to y'all. Was this spirit or was this coincidence? Ta-da!
Totally spirit. It's totally spirit.
What say you in the audience?
I've got the Popeye the Sailor Man song playing in my head now. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Manifesting at its finest. Wink, wink. Yes.
Wink, wink. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you're getting a lot of wonderful story. Love this spirit. Not coincidence ever. I agree with Heidi. There are no coincidences. Yeah.
No coincidence.
Totally spirit. Isabel says totally spirit. Vivian is like spirit. And she passed 11:11 where she is. I think Vivian's in Hawaii. So when it was 1:11 here, it was 11:11 there. So that was so cool. Jesse. I'm going to say spirit. Ronnie is like spirit. Oh, Nancy. Oh my God, Nancy, that's so funny. She says, hunka bunka spirit.
Hunka bunka. Yeah.
Oh my
God. Hunka bunka spirit. Woo!
And hello to you, Paula. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Vivian. Hello, Debbie. Oh, I was trying to make sure I didn't forget anybody here. If I'm not saying hi, sometimes the comments don't make it in, but Sylvia's joined as well. Stephanie, thank you. Annie's here. Thank you all for joining us here and being part of this love. Thank you. So great. That was beautiful. Oh yeah. And Ava saying, oh yes, spirit. Debbie says, hunk of burning love.
Whoa. I'll take more.
Us ladies need more days like that.
Yeah.
Mary says, totally powerful prayer being answered. Manifestation assisted by the universe and spirit. Beautiful.
Angels
I love
on
that,
earth.
Mary. Yeah, they exist, and they're also us too. And so angels show up in human form, right? They do. Isn't that amazing? Christmas angels. I love it, Kelly. Beautiful. That's a great story.
Had to be shared. Thank you.
Yes, no, I appreciate it too. And Vivian saying you made their day by allowing them to help you. Yeah,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
it's true. When we get to do a good deed for
Thank
somebody
you.
else, it feels good inside of yourself, because you're in that piece of serving and giving. And sometimes that's what it can take to shift energy for ourselves, is actually go do something for somebody else to shift energy. And then we feel good about ourselves, like, oh, I helped someone today, and our little spirit gets all sparkly and tingly. And
Yep,
Nancy's
I'm
going to
gonna
try
try
this.
Well, and what a great example of what we were talking about earlier, about like feeling your desires and letting yourself want for things, right? Like it can be as simple as the wanting of help, the wanting to have a nice lunch with your daughter. Like such a great example of noticing what happens when you allow yourself to feel those wants and desires. Great story, Fran.
Yeah, real true. Yeah. And Lynn is saying no such animal as coincidence. There were opportunities for them to serve. Yeah. And we don't always know the why of things. And I'm wondering if number 3 is going to show up, because that was 2 in a row, Fran. I'm wondering if like number 3 is going to show up, of someone else like kind of coming to your aid like that in such a beautiful way, And I had not as fun a story, but I had my car where the first I had a dead battery on my car, and the guy who came and fixed it started it right up, and he was in a really cranky mood, but that was fine. I was just going with the flow. I wasn't making a big deal out of it, and I was just like, and then a day or 2 later, I had a flat tire. There was a big shiny nail in there too. And I was like, oh, this is getting comical. And I know this sounds like a pain, y'all, but it wasn't. It's okay. It was just interesting to see how things all played out with the energy of it too. And the tow truck guy who came in and helped me with my flat tire, he was actually very kind and nice, and he was in a much better mood than the first guy. And he was like, are you like a nurse or something like that? Because he was feeling my energy. And I was like, I didn't want to tell him I'm a medium or anything like that. I just said, well, yeah, I do energy healing. And he goes, oh, I knew it. I felt it off of you. So it was like, so I knew there was something there, I knew like something, mystical or non-coincidental was going on. And then sure enough, I started having another problem a few days later and had to take it in to get fixed, but it was all okay. But the part of it was like, it happened in 3s. It happened like as a 3 things, but it was symbolic, like repairs being made, things being fixed, things being tended to. And I decided to look at it more of, I really had a good laugh out of it, because, I believe in laughing when things happen all at the same time. But I decided to look at it as like symbolic of also like myself, like, okay, we're fixing this, or we're working on this, or we're smoothing out this, and all of the different changes. And it's just a little like reflection of things. And then all was well after that. It all like came to play. It all came together. So when it seems like things are falling apart or not working, they will all come together again. They just do. It just has to be, so is interesting. So not as fun as your story with the hunk of burning love showing up for you, but I was like, I just had this like, oh, I wonder when the 3rd one's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 3rd angel
Maybe
of
when we're
assistance,
together.
And yeah, so, but all of the connections that we make when these things happen, and then I know we need to get to the messages, because I can feel y'all waiting for that. All of the different connections that we make with people when stuff goes wrong, like those are connections that we needed to have. We needed to interact. So maybe they needed our energy because we have healing energy. Who knows like what was needed, but it all had a purpose and a part more beyond without which we know and can understand. And so there's like magic to that too. Interesting. Anyways, shall we get to messages? Yes. Okay. Y'all ready? I want to say hi to Marie, who's just joined us, and Monique, who's just joined us. Hello. Hello. Nice to see you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so what we need for you, everybody, and we're going to do angel readings, mediumship, fairy readings, whatever comes to us. I've got some beautiful cards picked out for myself to use too. So what I need for you is to say that you're open and that we know you're consenting to getting a message. And then we also need you to please give us feedback in the comments as fast as you can, because there's a little bit of a time delay and it helps us keep the energy and the momentum going. So if you would like to receive a message, please type in the little chat box open. If you have a specific question, you can put that in there too. We will see who we're drawn to, and we're going to try to go as fast as we can so we can reach as many people as we can. And beautiful. All is aligned. Yes, Colin. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everyone's popping in. Shannon, would you like to start, love? I think you're muted because we can't hear you.
I was muted. Sorry.
Okay. So we can look in the chat and see whoever says they're open and see who you're drawn to.
Sure. All right. Let's see what we got. Just waiting for a quick moment to see who I'm drawn to. And yeah. I am Jesse Del Rey. I'm being drawn to you immediately. And it's funny that we're talking a little bit about shadow sides as well as, shadow sides. And what's really fascinating about you is, for some of those people who've been here, we sometimes talk about our dragon and that connection to sacred anger and sacred rage. And I'm actually having, once in a while, I have a spirit animal come through. And for you, I am having a scorpion come through. I'm seeing almost like your own personal little scorpion sitting on your shoulder. And this to me feels like a very unique connection to shadow side in combination with sacred anger. It almost feels like that. I want to acknowledge it's this special connection with sacred rage, right? Like the sacred rage that comes, I'm thinking of that Kali energy, that energy of sacred destruction, of the things that need to be destroyed, released, let go of in order for the new to be born, the new to come in, the new to be created. When I think of Kali, I think of it in terms of that things that need to be destroyed in order for the allowing of joy, for the allowing of light. And that some people have a really unique connection to that. Oh, and I'm seeing that you're a Scorpio. So yeah, it does sound like you might have, that you might have a very unique connection with this energy. And yes, I'm going to say too, I love Kali as well. She comes in with such powerful energy, like she can sometimes overwhelm my system. So we have an agreement that she comes in, that she comes in when I'm exercising so that it's easier for me to hear her messages and move her energy when she comes in. She's sort of a workout buddy. So yeah, and the reason that this is coming up is it's sounding like that in your life that there is something that needs to be destroyed. Oh, and I'm hearing actually that it is not even just in your own life, but it feels like there's someone in the periphery around you, right? Like there's someone in the periphery around you where it's time for something in their life to be destroyed, released, let go of in order to let in the joy. And what I'm hearing is that not to be afraid of your unique ability to deliver this message, that sometimes we can have that like holding back. Is it appropriate for me to say this? Is it appropriate for me to have this opinion? But I'm hearing yes. I'm hearing the word friend. I'm hearing close friend. Oh, so powerful, Jesse. Close friend. And I'm hearing you saying like you're doing their work, right? Like when you're telling this friend, when you're telling this person, and I'm hearing she, that she needs to release. She needs to be unafraid to destroy something, to let something go. That yeah, you're doing the work of the goddess, right? Like you're doing the work of the goddess. You have this your own unique connection with this scorpion energy, and it's your way of delivering it, your unique way that really pierces through a lot of the noise, and that people have the ability to hear you. And so when you're delivering this message of from your friend that you're working with to your friend, that you're using your own unique talents, and I'm hearing the word, and what I'm hearing, and saving lives, right? Like, and saving lives. So, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear that you just had a conversation like this with your sister, and to know that you are right on track when you're doing this work, and to take this as a confirmation that you are working through spirit in this unique deliverance of this kind of energy. It's a huge gift to the world, and they're acknowledging the scorpion energy. I'm hearing like the whole team in unison. What a gift you are to the world to be doing this work. To be doing this work, that it's really powerful. So thank you, Jessie.
Sorry, I was having difficulty getting unmuted there. That was a beautiful message. Thank you, Jessie, for allowing us to connect with you here today. That was really beautiful. And I love it how you picked up on the Cali and oh my God, that was awesome. That was awesome. Beautiful, beautiful job, Shannon. All right, Miss Fran, I'm going to hand it over to you, love.
Well, I just know so far that Eva Bjornstein.
Oh, yeah.
Eva. How do you pronounce your name? Shall we go with Eva? Okay. I just want to say right now, so far, I just was told a ribbon. There's a beautiful blue satin ribbon bow that was given to me to tell you about. Okay. Celebrating Christmas words come through. There is a woman. She's very shy about coming through, but she comes with pure love. She's a woman of strength. She said, she's saying, always here for you, always here for you, always here for you. She reaches out and asks that you accept her coming through. Do you know who this might be, Eva? She needs your acceptance to come through, if it's okay. And I don't know if you know her. I'm getting kind of a mother energy. She's showing me her as so strong and yet so vulnerable. So,
it's her grandmother.
Pardon?
Yes, she understands. It's her grandmother. She understands.
Okay. Yes. So,
yeah.
So she wants to come through and she wants to sit with you. She's putting the bow around herself, and she wants to gift you with all she has to give you right now, which is everything. She says, here I am, my darling. Here I am in beautiful, beautiful heaven, as we call it. It's glorious, and it's beautiful, and it's peaceful. And I have everything I've ever learned from time immemorial to now and beyond. And I have that to share with you as you may need it. And never, ever think that whatever is troubling you is too small for me to come through and help you, because it never will be too small. You're living this life and it ain't easy. And I know it because I've been there. So I'm here for you. She's showing me her hand. It's a hand that has done hard work. There's a diamond ring on it. I don't know that if you recognize that ring, but she wants you to see it. It's rather a large stone, and it's old. You can tell it's in one of the older silver frame around it. Okay, she says, I think that you get why I came as a gift, and she's so happy about that. So thank you, and she gives you a great big virtual hug. Thank you. Thank you, Eva.
That was so beautiful. Oh, that was so beautiful. Lovely, Fran, too. I'm just feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. I want to say hi to Mara and Debbie Mara, who's just joined us as well. So we got more friends joining us too. So beautiful. Thank you all for bringing your angelic goddess energy as well too. I wanted to come to Heidi, if it's okay. And I think I read for you last time we did messages, and so they're back for you. But I was hearing the John Denver song, Sunshine on My Shoulders Makes Me Happy, Heidi. And so I knew it was for you because I know you're from Colorado. So what a fun way that they identified you in that way too. And I pulled a card for you. It's called the Mermaid Sanctuary. So this is the card. Isn't that really pretty? So this is my new deck, Sisters of the Sea, the mermaid cards, the Mermaid Sanctuary too. And if I'm going to feel into that too, it really feels, I kind of already know this about you because you're into nature, but I can feel into the energy of like your connection with water. And even if you're not by an ocean, you would find refuge in a waterfall or a stream or a lake. And you would find refuge in the sky and the trees and the birds. And you would find refuge in digging in the soil and feeling that in your fingers, if I can say Heidi too. And you would find refuge in just breathing in the air as well. So your connection with spirit, your connection with nature, your connection with life itself is very palpable for you too. I get shown by spirit, I'm with your helpers right now, and I get shown by spirit that you have a lot of what I want to say is like the chills and the tinglies that comes to you when you're feeling your own essence and when you're feeling that connection, if I may say. And I feel like there's been a whole lot of like ramping up and revving up that's shown up for you, like a lot of momentum that has been showing up for you. And so you're feeling things come online basically faster than they were before. And so it's like all moving pretty on close to a rapid pace for you too, if you would understand this, Heidi, too. And I feel like it's important just from spirit world to validate that it's all happening kind of way it's supposed to, and like this is okay if things speed up and then slow down and speed up and slow down. But right now it feels very much like a speeding up kind of time for you too. I also know that love is very important because they're showing me Valentine's Day and hearts and all things lovey-dovey. Like I love that too. And it's like, so it does feel like love in the air for you as well, because they show me the birds, the sweet little lovebirds too. And I feel like you sing for love, like your song is love and you understand that. So I'm so happy that you're understanding everything. Yes. And so like your song is love too. And this is like part of who you are. I feel like you've always been this way. I'm seeing you as like a very small child, and you look very, very angelic. You look very like flowy, like flowy and feminine. And it was like you were a little sweet little angel back then, just as you are now, just a more grown up version of yourself, if I may say too. Yeah, you feel like you're going crazy sometimes. Yeah, because it's this like rapid, like going online of everything, like moving forward and like your energy and in your spirit and in your gifts and everything too. So they just wanted to give some validation. I also get a lot of teaching energy around you too, Heidi. So you have the ability to share your wisdom and to teach others, however you want that to look, whether it's talking to somebody in a store or running a class. But that feels like that's there for you too. And I feel like you like working with cards and crystals as well too, and pendulums and things like that. You have a lot of fun working with those tools as well. But I feel like there's even more gifts to come that will be showing up for you. So your own psychic and mediumistic awareness is going to be coming online even more than it was before. And it's also, they're showing me change of worldview, change of perspective that's coming for you too. So things the way you thought they were will shift a little bit. And so they just wanted you to know this in advance. So it's like, so you're like, oh, okay, they said this was going to happen. That's totally cool. That's totally fine with that too. So they're showing me that for you as well too. And they do show you like a big, beautiful tree, and you're just growing taller and taller and taller and taller. And then your roots get more and more deeper and more connected. So you're connected, you're rooted. It's a nice, beautiful balance. And you have just the right amount of sway to the breeze. But even if there was a storm around you, you'd be just fine. You'd just be standing there like you're a solid tree that you are, and you'd be just fine. And you'd be sending out, beautiful little sparkles to everybody. So I will leave you with that, and Happy New Year and much love. So I'm so happy that that's resonating. Thank you, Holly. Okay, Heidi, sorry. I don't know why I wanted to call you Holly. Sorry, forgive me. Anyways, because it's Christmas, Holly, jolly Christmas. Anyways, so I will leave you with that. Thank you, Heidi, very much. And Shannon, I'm going to hand it over to you, love.
Sure. Thank you. I just wanted to piggyback for a quick second because as I was scanning names earlier, before I landed on Jesse, one of the things when I came across Heidi, I was sort of like, whoa, and blown away by the extensive nature of her spiritual team around her. I was like, wow, she's got talk about connected and talking about like the layers and layers of spiritual beings that are part of her network and part of her world. So I didn't necessarily take a moment to see, what messages, but like was blown away by her level of connection and the way that her team was showing up for her. So just to echo what you just said, that definitely caught my attention as well. I'm not surprised that you picked Heidi. Her team is showing up bigly for her today. I also want to give a quick shout out to my brother Ryan. My brother Ryan showed up for today, and it's rather amusing. I've never actually done a reading for him before, so I was not expecting him here today. But our dad has passed away, and one of my nightly rituals, it used to be that in the middle of the night, I would get woken up because my computer would suddenly turn on, right? Like it would start playing something on YouTube, it would just turn on. And I knew that it was my dad just sort of like showing off. He was a computer nerd. And so my nightly ritual now is to turn the volume off on my computer. And it was probably about 6 months ago, I was talking to my brother on the phone, and all of a sudden I heard his computer come on in the background. Like we were talking and all of a sudden it turned on, and I asked him, I was like, hey, Rai, did you turn on your computer? Did you do something with that? And he was like, oh no, it just turned on on its own. So that nice little symbol that our dad was around. And so I'm definitely feeling his presence right now. And especially for my brother, just want to acknowledge very much him being around, keeping an eye on my brother, very much showing up as a protector for you, Rai. And what I'm hearing is just how proud he is of you, especially your continual ability to create fresh and new experiences for yourself, right? That internal motivation, that internal ability that you have to find what's interesting in life, find what brings you joy, find what keeps you going, that the conscious dedication that you have and that you bring to keeping your life interesting and seeing the magic and wonder of it. Because I keep hearing him say, like, that's not anything I taught him, right? Like that's not what I taught him. I tried to teach him other things, but his own unique ability to define that magic and wonder. And just to confirm for you, Rai, like it's so interesting doing this since I've never actually done this for him. What he's saying is that there's going to be big things afoot for you in 2025. I'm hearing him say to expect changes, expect good changes. He says that these are not the kind of things that you are going to be able to anticipate, but that your role is to simply show up and say yes. And is simply to show up and say yes. And that I'm trying to get there's a little bit of a thought bubble here. So I'm curious what he's having to say as well. So I'm trying to dig in quickly just to see what these changes afoot. Because I'm like living situation, I'm like hearing no. Job situation, no. I'm hearing travel, and I am also hearing, okay, that there's some sort of event that's going on, right? Like I see you actually participating in an event, and I see you participating in an event, some sort of thing that's going to allow you to I'm just seeing this really large group event, and that you having an important role and an important participation in it. So I sent him a little text to say hello to him in the background. So I know he's not necessarily popping up on chat right here, but I know that he is around and he is in the background. And last but not least, I also want to give a shout out to the other person is Maggie Martin, just to know that I can very much feel your husband around you closely. And, I had asked before I chose my brother, I was like, hey, is there anything that, for Maggie? And he's like, she feels me, she knows, but that confirmation that he is close, that he loves you, that he is keeping a close eye. He's like, sometimes it's just nice for her to hear it from other people, even though she knows I'm close by and keeping close watch on you. So to confirm, Maggie, you are correct. He is right there with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. And I see Ryan now. There he is. I see him in the chat. Hi, Ryan. Nice to meet you, brother. Big hugs from me, too. Also want to say hi to Maggie, who's joined us well, and Courtney Lopez and Ginny Harbour. Thank you all for joining us here. So I hope, just know I'm saying hi to everybody who's here. Thank you. Thank you. And then Miss Fran, may I hand it over to you, love? That was a beautiful message, Shannon. Fran, you're muted. Unmute, love.
Perhaps it's better that way. Going to I am going to, I think, Vivian Ishimaru. Vivian, I have a person who is just now willing only to show me knitting. She is knitting again in blue. Again, it's in blue, but she's knitting. I can see about this much of it, and it's kind of wool, and it looks like it's going to be very, very warm. Oh my goodness, it's a man coming forth. He looks like, first he showed me old, then he's showing me young. Okay, let's see. I'm giving the name William, if that might strike a bell. Let me give you, as he comes forth, what I'm clear on what he wants to say and share with you, is that he's knitting warmth. It's a symbolic of warmth and love, and he's knitting this grand piece of love and warmth for you and anyone you see who needs to share it with you. And so that you all know it comes from spirit, it comes from you, it comes from everything all together that is built from a little bit of thought to putting together and knitting together some love and warmth. So that's your gift. Let me see if you would like to share some more. He says he knows that you give as much as you get, and he wants you to know that is no secret. The universe is very aware of it, and your light shines brightly, and he loves you so much, as he always did, and he feels that you feel that love. So when you need it, remind yourself it's there, girl, he says. So thank you. I think that's cool. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. She says, thank you so much. She needed to hear this today. Oh, that was beautiful, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. We're having so much fun. Everybody, can we do a quick check-in to see who's still here and who's open real fast, just in case anyone's popped out too? That would be lovely too. And we'll just see who we're drawn to. We'll keep going for a little bit longer too. Okay. There we go. Okay, everybody's starting to pop in here. Beautiful. I am with, hello, Mr. Ed. Hello. I am with, hold on, Sylvie. Sylvie, may I come to you? Okay, love. I'm going to come to you, beautiful. And hi, Gina, who's joined us as well. Oh, that's right. And yeah, I'm with Sylvie too. So sweet love, I got for you from my Oracle of the Unicorns deck, because I'm having so much fun, is this one. And it says receive on there. Okay, Sylvie, I'm going to read it for you. And it says, be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. So there you go, Sylvie. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. So you understand, Sylvie, that you've been kind of receiving that little nudge from spirit to be more open to receiving, to allowing more of love to show up for you and to come into you, because it feels as if through past experiences, there's a little bit of wariness to trusting it sometimes when things show up for you, of being able to just like allow the full capacity of abundance to show up for you as well. And so it feels like, I do feel like you're aware of this, like there's been a nudge to being more open to receiving as you've got the giving down part really good. And I actually was hearing that Madonna song back from, I don't know, the 80s, where she goes, "Open your heart to me." I heard that one too. And so I know that this is a beautiful theme for you as well. No more negative thoughts. Well, negative thoughts are okay if you could just have a little conversation with them to see what they're trying to tell you. And once you get through the deeper layers of that too, you'll get to, what you want most, which is, to love and be loved is what we all want to. And you get to that little innocent part of you as well. But yeah, we don't want to let the negative thoughts like take us over. You're correct about that. We don't want them to take us over to where we're just like running with it full steam, if that makes sense too. But I just wanted to say that too. But I hope this makes sense for you too. I do feel like a gentleman in spirit with father energy, father or grandfather coming in for you too, bringing kind of like a nice masculine hug to you as well. That is showing up for you as well. And he's showing me seeing like the light between the leaves in the forest as well too. And you see the light flickering in. And so like when you're in the thick of it, you start to see the light as it's flickering in, through the trees and through the leaves. And you see then all of a sudden the beautiful rays come down and they just light up this big clearing of a space. And you walk into that clearing and then you just soak in all of that sunshine. You've literally have walked into that light. You've walked into that sunshine and you know it and you're basking in it. And so the next step is to just say yes. That's what I'm hearing for you, Sylvia, is the next step is to just say yes and just allow all of that in. And I feel like the divine embrace around you quite strongly as well. I might say that the divine is here for you too. And I know I can feel your emotions with that. And I can feel that this week in particular with the holidays has touched you very deeply, and you have been feeling the wings of angels wrap around you, and you've been feeling spirit wrap around you too, and you know that they are there, and you know that they are there for you. And so there's even more to come, and all you have to do is say yes, and then just sit back and allow it to show up for you. So okay. And this beautiful gentleman that is yours also is handing you beautiful flowers. He's handing you different kinds of wildflowers too. And they're just so lovely. I want to give you all these different kinds of wildflowers because it is also an emblem, a symbol of your free spiritedness. And this has been a lot of the journey for you, is of letting go of the conformity and allowing more of your freedom, your free spiritedness, and your freedom to be you. And I understand this journey as well. So it's a beautiful message for you, Sylvie. So I'm going to then allow all that pink, beautiful light that's flowing around you from the angels right now to just embrace you, and you can just enjoy every second of that, my love. So I'm going to leave you with that, Sylvie, and thank you for allowing me to give you that message. Okay. Woo. Went into a little channel there for you, my dear. Okay. Shannon, may I hand it over to you?
Sure can. Gorgeous, Jennifer. Yeah, Arnie, I'm coming to you. I am being drawn to you. For those of you that have heard me talk before, I talk about the angels that I get that come through, that sometimes I get birth angels that have worked with us since before we were born, all the way up until we take our last breath. And then I also get in project management angels that come in for periods of time to help us with a project, a transition, an undertaking. And Arnie, I've got a project management angel that is showing up for you. This angel is coming on in, and it's like I see it with I'm seeing hands on your shoulders, right? So like not from afar, but it is working with you closely. And this project management angel, it's telling me I'm hearing something about work and doing your true work in this world. So knowing that you have an angel that is here working with you directly on your true work in this world. It is present. It is willing to assist and help, in the same way that Fran was talking about, like asking for help and needing help. It wants you to be like Fran, right? So like thinking about like, what would Fran do? What would Fran say? So along those same lines, hey, what do I need help with in this moment, and not being afraid to break it down, and to not being afraid to break it down, and really get granular and specific, right? Like, as opposed to saying, help me with my work, but like, hey, I need a clear, next step. I need to know what my next move is. I'm just hearing laughing. So I'm hearing laughing, that this project manager angel has a great sense of humor. And so telling you that this doesn't have to be a situation where, you're being really formal and holy. Like he's like, nope, just get on in there with me. What's really interesting? He's coming a little bit through. He has a great sense of humor, because he's actually coming through a bit. He's coming through a bit like the Godfather, right? Like, sort of like, he's giving me this image of you walking in and like walking up to the Godfather and saying like, okay, here's what I need help with, right? Like, I need a next step. And he's like, all right. Right. So he's got a great sense of humor. And so loves that ability to engage with you in some playfulness and some humor. And absolutely, I get the feeling that you are meant to assist others, that this is a component of that. I'm hearing your angel say that there is going to be some big shifts, as well as some big opportunities and I'm hearing when it comes to helping others with your gifts. So that this specifically has to do with your own personal gifts. It's not about going out and learning a new skill, acquiring, taking a new class, but it's more about tapping more into your existing gifts. He's saying that there are aspects of yourself that you're so close to, right? Like, that you're so close to that you're not necessarily quite acknowledging how unique and special they are, because it's just, like your own natural talents and gifts. And so that there's going to be opportunities, projects, situations that show up that better reflect to you, your own gifts, right? They're going to be shown to you and reflected back to you. And let me see if I can get a little bit more, more information on what it is we're specifically, if he can, your project. Yeah, he's like, you just call me the Godfather. So anyway, your angel, who is not actually the Godfather, but coming through as this sort of Godfather type energy for you to play with, engage with, sort of with the Italian accent, that Italian American accent. See if he can give me a little bit more specifically. It feels to me like it has something to do possibly. Sorry, it's suddenly in my voice. It has something to do with teaching, because what I'm hearing is something around like teaching people to fish. And I think it's that adage, that we hear about, like, it's one thing to, give people fish, but it's another thing to teach people to fish. So it's that idea of something that you know how to do, something that helps others, but actually teaches people to fish, teaches people how to help themselves. Then I'm feeling a big bright light around you as I say that. Sort of feels like that, like, aspect of it. I'm just sitting to see if your angel will tell me a little bit more. What he's encouraging you to do in order to get to a deeper understanding around this is that it's important that you're setting aside some of your own time, that it's not just the destination of actually doing this thing, but it's also the ability to add in practices to start building your relationship with your work in the world. So this angel would also like you to carve out some time in the morning, whether it's a journaling practice, whether it's pulling a card, where it's that moment of centering yourself and giving to yourself and cultivating your own well-being morning practice, that as you're connecting more and more with yourself on a daily basis as part of this practice, that this understanding and this learning of what your true work in this world, it's also your own journey of self-discovery. So it's not just, not just about the destination, but also cultivating those practices. They're showing me having you light a candle and pull out a journal, and whether it's sketching, whether it's writing, anything to sort of center yourself in the morning is really going to help you on this discovery. And that you're also also needing to be asking him specifically, like, hey, what do I need to know today? Or show me what I need to see today to give me deeper insight, that he's really excited to be, the Godfather's very excited to be on the journey with you. So, pull cards daily on Facebook for a year. Oh, spot on, Artie. This is great. So I'm not quite sure if you're pulling those cards specifically for yourself, but like as part of that deep reading practice that you get to do more and more for yourself, and it will. But my guess is that you pulling cards daily on Facebook has a bit to do with your life, like what we're talking about, your work in the world, that, teaching others to fish, teaching others how to use that practice to deepen their own intuition, their own connection to spirit. My guess is that it's collective pull. Excellent. So that you get to do that for yourself if you're not, but then at the same time, whether it's teaching others about working with tarot, teaching others about your practice, teaching others that there might be something in there. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't all connected, and that was in one way teaching people to fish, how to use what you use and what you know about tarot to make your life better, to help them work on it on your own. And I hope that helps. But that was really great to meet your angel, and really great to meet your angel. Thanks, Arnie.
That was a beautiful message. Thank you, Shannon. And thank you, Arnie. Hi, Arnie. Good to see you all here too. Okay. And hi, Lisa, who's joined us as well. So Miss Fran, you got one more in there, girl?
Yeah. Hello. Maria Amethyst Celentine.
Is she still here with us? Let's just.
Are you still here, my darling?
I don't know if she's checked in for a while.
Oh, okay then.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Should we do a roll call, or would you just like to leave a message for her and then have her read it later?
I'll leave a quick message for her. I was going to ask if she still had a
Beautiful.
question, but also I want to just tell you that I don't know your connection with horses. If there's one that you are connected with, there is a horse, beautiful horse. It is coming in, and he's just leaning in for you. And you need to hug a horse. That's your message. There's nothing sweeter. There's nothing more serene than a long, soft hug of a horse. So this is a horse that's come in for you. Perhaps you know him. Perhaps he's a spirit for you, or just the message from your spirits that you need to hug a horse, and he's right there for you to do so. So either do it virtually, or perhaps go find one. Go find him and give him a hug. You'll love it. It gives you everything serenely that you need to carry on. Moments of peace. Okay, so thank you.
That was beautiful, Fran. I love it. I know horses are just majestic creatures, and they just they bring so much healing to all of us. And so that was a beautiful message. I'm going to come to Mara. Yes, there is something for you. I have a mermaid card for you, and it's the gift of the pearl. So isn't that beautiful? So as you may be aware with the pearl, it starts off with just an irritant in the oyster, and then it grows into this beautiful luminescent pearl, which is revered as this beautiful gift. And we know, like, pearls of wisdom. So this is something that's cultivated over time, as you know. But as you, as a soul, a very divine soul, I have to tell you too, and one that has been here throughout eternity, you are cultivating yourself. You are cultivating your personhood. You're also cultivating your own magic for yourself as well. So they show me that this beautiful door has opened wide. And at first you look in there and you're like, what's in there? I'm not sure if I should go in. But then as soon as you take that one step across the threshold, what first looks a little dim and dark to walk into, the lights just like brighten up like that, and the whole room is filled with luminescence, so that you can walk through almost to where it's blinding, as they show me for you too. They show a lot of, like, what I want to say is red light color that comes in and comes into your feet as well too. So not only is this grounded energy, but this is also like the color of the ruby, which is that very powerful energy of depth and creation and passion and all of that is showing up for you too. So my love, please do not be surprised if you also see an amplification throughout the next year, building incrementally. This isn't me, this isn't Jennifer Rose talking right now. So this incrementally building amplification that takes you all the way into 2026, and you will almost not recognize yourself, yet you will, because you will have changed so much and grown so much, yet you will still know that you're you, if I may say to you. This is a beautiful transformation for you too. I feel your clairaudience opening up even more than it already is, and I feel your heart expansion, beautiful radiating light that you're putting out into the world, and I know that this is important. I also need to connect you with Archangel Michael, who comes in. He's got his sword and he's got his strength, but he's handing it to you. Not that you need to use it, but it's a symbol of strength. That's how he's showing it to me for you too. And then he wraps blue energy around you right now too, and it just holds you and like moves you forward into yourself, moving forward into your light, moving forward into your purpose. So it's time to pay attention. It's time to listen. And it's time to see the connections that are coming in for you as well. And so that is what we have for you today, my dear. So there you are. And I will leave you with that, love. And thank you for allowing me to bring that to you, for you, from you know who. So there we go. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I want to remind everybody, coming on in 2 hours, Kelly Brickle will be announcing a new show. So please return live. And she will be my guest on Embracing Infinity next Friday for a New Year special as well. So looking forward to that too. Shannon and Fran, would you please leave us with your collective words as for a happy new year as we say goodbye to 2024 for everybody here today, please. You're both muted. So whoever unmutes first.
It just comes to me to say, let the love begin with you.
Yes.
To give and to accept. And happy New Year.
Yeah, may peace be with us all as we return to the light. Now that we've crossed that threshold of solstice, as the light returns, may peace be with us all. Happy New Year.
I love that. I love that. Peace and love. And I will say to all of you, as I thank you all for being on here today and joining us in this beautiful container of love and grace, that we've opened up a little portal to a grander state of love, a grander frequency that's available to each and every one of us now, as Spirit is showing it to me. And remember, look at the stars, look at how they shine for you. Each and every one of you is a star unto yourself, and yet all of the rest of the stars shine for you as well and illuminate you. So please take that in and know that your year, your life has been beautiful. It has been perfect, with all of the laughter, with all of the tears, with all of the ins and the outs and the big and the small. It has been perfect. And each and every one of you are perfect and beautiful, just the way you are right now, continually growing and transforming and elevating. There is no wrong. There is no bottom. There is no fall. There is no breaking. There is only growth and expansion and more love available to you each and every day, each and every moment. So please, everybody, sleep with the angels. Enjoy the last couple of days that you have in flow for you. And a beautiful coming year is available for you and coming to you. And all you have to do is say yes. So with that, may all of this love and healing that we have all created here today be infinitely multiplied across the entire world and beyond. We want more peace. We want more love. We want every human being to feel loved and to have food and shelter available to them as well. And together we can do it. So I will leave you with that. And thank you, Miss Kelly Brickle, for taking good care of us, as you always do. Without her, this wouldn't be possible. So we love our Kelly. And thank you again to all of you. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Fran. The three of us will be back. We're a fun team. We like working together. So don't worry, we'll be back. So all of our love to you, and have a beautiful Friday, beautiful weekend, and Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy
Bye,
New Year.
everybody.